What's up guys, Americana back here with another video. I am calling it the bottom of the crypto market has been put in and it's up only from here. After months of pain, liquidations, and fake outs, the charts are finally showing early signs of a reversal. So let's get into the video. All right, everybody, this video is going to kind of serve as a recap of what we've been through, why could bottoms be coming in, what to look for, kind of this whole experience of what's gone on from mid-July until now, mainly focusing on the last 2 months of September and October. So I don't think the market has gotten really super fearful until we're kind of in here. So this is where we're actually going to focus on what's been going on, what's been happening. We can even drop down to the daily time frame in here, but all started kind of back in here mid-September. We had a Fed rate cut, ended up being a sell the news event in a way. I thought we might get a little bit higher, and this would put me on extreme caution for sell the news, and or if we were here, sell the news into a back test, something like that. Ended up not coming in, but we had 2 days of $2 billion plus liquidations in here, which was massive, which was unheard of, which I came on here and I made videos about how this doesn't happen and these likely mark bottoms, things like that. So we had a pullback into fib levels and boom, we actually perfectly nailed those when it comes to targets and stuff like that. But we also had more macro reasons to why we could find potential issues around 126K. We bottomed in here after those multi-billion-dollar liquidation days, after a Fed sell the news event. We trapped a bunch of shorts and we ended up stopping them out, flushing them out right as we reached that 125, 126K resistance. Market was generally euphoric, right? I saw people post about it, new all-time high, but still wasn't anything crazy. And then what came in here is our Trump, China, tariff fiasco, all of this nasty stuff that we, never really want to see happen, but it is what it is. And what did we go and do? We swept the range highs, and then we go and sweep the range lows, end up finding a bottom in here, and now working on getting out of things. So it has been a massive month. Oh, also adding Trump walked back pretty much everything in here. You guys know I'm not even going to cover the liquidation event. It's just a spot on the chart at this point in time, but it is the fact that all the liquidity was wiped is a big thing. I mentioned a few weeks ago, we still have a bunch of volatility that seems like it needs to be in the crypto market. Implied volatility is at a low. Bollinger Bands are extremely tight on the monthly time frame. If we can just find a bottom in here, it's going to get explosive. It seems that we have. Okay, so expecting explosive times ahead, however high we are blessed with going. Okay, some other reasons why I'm operating as if the crypto bottom is already in. Gold has found a place to cool off. All right, we mentioned this. Each one of these fib extensions, beating a dead horse at this point, has marked a time where gold has typically cooled off. Okay, within the last week, we're seeing the early signs. Okay, so if we can get gold to cool off while we're seeing signs of a bottom come in, base being built, Trump walking things back, complete liquidity reset, swing formations happening at range lows. It's looking good that gold will kind of cool out here and allow us to find a bottom. Just a little bit of macro as to why we could be finding one. Now onto the Russell 2000. This is a 2-week chart. I believe it shows it pretty clean. But you can see the last time Russell 2000 was able to confirm above a previous high on the 2-week time frame. And this led to massive liquidity injecting into the altcoin market. This is Russell 2000 up top and total 2 below. If the altcoin market is going to do extremely well, does that mean the Bitcoin bottom is likely already in? 100%. Can't have one without the other. At the same time, you guys have seen me show Bitcoin dominance. I'm not going to show it here. I've shown it in other videos this week. That on the monthly time frame still has no momentum. Doesn't look great for a reclaim when it comes to structure. So will likely continue lower, in my opinion, which gives confluence to what we're seeing right here. And to circle back, sorry to bring this up for people that are traumatized by it, but again, top 10 crypto liquidation events of all time, $19 billion, US and China tariff war, right? So these things only happen at bottoms, like we mentioned in here when this was happening with the $2 billion liquidations. Like we mentioned last week that, hey, I know these liquidation events are insane. I know everything's scary, but they typically do mark areas where you can find a bottom, and thus far this has been the case. I do also want to kind of plug this in here. This is an indicator I've been working on. This thing is extremely strong. On higher time frames, it's anywhere from a 60 to 80% win rate. It's tested as high as 70%, or sorry, 78.9% when it comes to win rate. I'm not going to dive into what this exactly shows right now. It's not ready for launch, but it will be a product that I'm going to be offering in the near future. I'll be on here. I'll be day trading it. I'll be swing trading it. I'll do everything live. I'll have signals in the group, all that. You guys know what that looks like. But anyways, we see this flashing at these range lows as well. How would this have worked? You actually would have been positioned in here, targeting range highs and stop below your range low. So a 4.5 RR with 16% to the upside. And again, pretty high probability indicator here of these things playing out. This is not based on any sort of oscillator, any sort of momentum. It is strictly swing patterns within the candle, which I think is a stronger way to do it. I have other videos. These videos I made are super old, but it was about how indicators are not indicators in the sense of like your stochastic RSI, your MACD, all of these things, your oscillators. Really, these things lag price, or they are a beta of what's already happening on price. So even if things look super bullish on your momentum indicator or your oscillator, like it's going to turn up or whatever, if price turns over, it's instantly negated. This works strictly off price. This works off of patterns within the candle, which is actual price data. And when you see things happen, you can predict that what was happening in the market. Was there a lot of buyers stepping in? Was there kind of capitulation style sellers stepping in? How did these things play out? And I need to see a lot of confluence to even flash one of these signals. So again, not going to break it down too much. That's about as in-depth as I'll go. But on top of everything that we talked about in this video, with all of these events that we've been through, with gold finally being able to top out, stuff in the macro, liquidity being completely reset, and then a signal as strong as this flashing at range lows, again, I'm operating as if the Bitcoin bottom is already in. I do want to point out, I haven't even mentioned this to like private Discord yet. I'll mention it in their live stream today, but we do have to get above these fib retracement levels, right? It is always a possibility to get rejected at fib retracements. I can give you guys an example in here, but this is like Iran war drama. I don't know if you guys remember this, but was not able to close above fibs and ended up going and sweeping. Again, I think there's things to kind of point that we will be fine from that, but I do want to point it out. I'm operating as if the bottom is in, but if we get up here and struggle to get through fibs and roll over, right, I would be changing my tune. Again, we have the confluence that, the liquidity typically gets swept when we see patterns like this, but I do want to point that out as well. So it looks good for a Bitcoin bottom. I'm operating as if it was already in. Nothing broke on the structure on the weekly time frame, everything we covered in this video, but hopefully you guys found that useful. I will be, hopefully in the coming months, you guys will have more information on this indicator. I know a lot of people do have interest in trading. I know everything I've talked about thus far is more long-term, but I do have experience with trading as well. So, but anyways, indicator is ready. So I do want to kind of lean on it for the videos for now, but no product available just yet. There's going to be another video, so don't get annoyed if I talk about the indicator a lot this week. Kind of proud of it. Kind of, self-plugging, soft launching kind of situation. But anyways, hopefully you guys found this video useful. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And hopefully we can get the next leg up that we expect and continue to see the dynamics that we're seeing now. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.